Alright, good morning, all. My group and myself, Kirsten Carroll, Kayla Bales, Shavante White, Elizabeth Ward, Laura Andrews Francis put together a presentation on having our say, The Delaney Sisters' First 100 Years by Sarah L. Delaney and Elizabeth Delaney, with Amy Hill Hirth. Moving on to the setting. The setting began in Mount Vernon, New York, where the two remaining Delaney sisters tell us the story of their lives. The sisters take us to Raleigh, North Carolina, where Bessie and Sadie and their 8 siblings were born and raised. Then we go back to New York, where Bessie, Sadie, and a majority of their siblings moved and lived for over 75 years. Characters: Sarah Louise Delaney, or Sadie. Sadie was the second Delaney child. Sadie was the elder of the sisters. She was 103 when the book was written. Sadie was obedient and soft-spoken. She was said to be her mother's shadow. She was a high school teacher. Anna Elizabeth Delaney, Bessie. Bessie was the third Delaney child. Bessie was outspoken and strong-willed. She was 101 when the book was written. Bessie was a dentist and a civil rights activist. Bessie was confrontational from a young age and showed fearlessness as a black woman who was moving up in society. Let's go back to that. We have Henry Bird Delaney. Henry was the sister's father. He was born a slave. His owners taught him to read, which was a great advantage to him after the Civil War. He was also the first African American bishop of an Episcopal church. For him to be able to read was a great advantage for him, especially in that age, or in that time frame, because a lot of the other slaves weren't able to read, and it put him at a higher advantage in society when he was freed. Nanny James Logan Delaney. Nanny was Sadie and Bessie's mother. She was born mixed to a black mother and a white father. Nanny was light-skinned and got mistaken for being white on many occasions. Henry and Nanny had 10 children. After Henry's death, Nanny moved to New York to be close to her children and began to travel. Nanny is a very outspoken woman who shows her daughters about her pride and encourages them to attend college. Nanny doesn't stand for any racist comments about black individuals. A summary. Henry and Nanny met at St. Augustine School in Raleigh, North Carolina, and married. Their second child was Sadie, and 2 years later Bessie was born. The Delaneys had 10 children in total. Growing up in North Carolina during the Civil War, the family experienced racism. Mr. and Mrs. Delaney instilled strong faith in self-respect and pursuing an education in their children. So all the siblings became professional and role models in the community. Sadie became a teacher and Bessie a dentist. They never married so that they could focus on their career and made a positive impact in their community. They paid their way through college themselves. Even though they didn't have much, they were still always trying to help those in need. For example, Bessie would give out free care through the Depression. Throughout the sisters' lives, they had lived together and supported each other. Continuing with the summary. Bessie and Sadie's parents also had a significant impact on their lives. After their father died, their mother moved to New York to be close to her children. When their mother could no longer take care of herself, Bessie gave up her dental practice to take care of her. Their mother passed away shortly, and it was then that the sisters moved to Mount Vernon, where they live to tell their story today. Topic 1. Caregiving. Caregiving played a large role in this book. All the siblings cared for each other, specifically Bessie and Sadie. Their parents cared for them while they were young, and then later in life, Bessie and Sadie took on the role of caregiving for them. Topic 2. Sibling relationship. The relationship that Bessie and Sadie had throughout the book and their lives was a key component to their story. They feel like they are one person. Sadie even felt in their old age that her purpose of still living was to watch over her younger sister Bessie. And topic 3. Parent-child relationships. Bessie and Sadie's parents had a very large role and impact on their lives. They instilled values and beliefs in Sadie and Bessie that remained with them for the rest of their lives. Bessie and Sadie were able to be strong, independent women due to how they were raised, and since their parents were such good role models, they had that specific impact on them that made them the way they are. This concludes our presentation about the Delaney sisters. They made an impact on many lives and were very privileged and had a lot of opportunities throughout their lives.